Before we start the video, I created this calendar that represents all Kuroninja's major events of every month. I'm going to update it in December. Now to start the video. Hey guys, it is I, Kuroninja. Today I'm going to be talking about Ninja Sentai Kakuranger. If you've been watching my previous videos on episode 20 and episode 35, you might know what this is about. But for those of you who don't know what this is about, let me explain. So earlier, I made a video about evil rangers in Super Sentai. But then Anti-Kuroninja appeared and told everyone that I forgot about one evil Sentai team that came before the Neji Rangers. I left that Sentai out on purpose, because I don't see them as an evil Sentai team. Well, in an evil Sentai team such as the Neji Rangers, all the members of the team must be evil. But in the Flowery Kunoichi team, one of their members isn't evil. It's the Purple Ranger. Now, I have been watching Ninja Sentai Kakuranger, and I might have evidence that the Purple Ranger, also known as Ran, isn't evil. And because she's my apprentice, I will not make any references to my fanfictions. The first evidence I found, although weak, can show how Ran isn't an evil ranger. When the Flowery Kunoichi team attacks the Red Ranger, they start by introducing themselves. Then, each of them says something about how the Red Ranger is weak and stuff like that. But Ran doesn't say anything. Now, before you try and argue that Ran tried to kill the Red Ranger with a machine gun, let me remind you about something. Let's go back to an episode from before the Flowery Kunoichi team was introduced. Until episode 14, there wasn't really anyone leading the monsters. But then this guy named Young Noble Jr. showed up, also known as the yokai Gasha Dokuro. He didn't take failure lightly, and the first thing he did when he was introduced was punish a yokai of the week for being too weak. That yokai who got punished was about to be destroyed by Muteki Shogun, the Kakuranger's giant robot. There is the possibility that Ran was shooting at the Red Ranger with a machine gun only out of fear that she would be severely punished by Gasha Dokuro. In episode 35, a Kamaitachi takes over an elementary school with the Flowery Kunoichi team as part of an evil plan to turn the students into yokai. The Kamaitachi is disguised as the school's principal, while the Flowery Kunoichi team is disguised as the teachers. Their job is to brainwash the students and teach them their evil yokai ways, but Ran is disguised as a gym teacher. Now, physical education, or PE, is different from the other subjects because it doesn't focus on thinking. This means that you can't brainwash someone using physical education. But what are the students doing in PE? Since the yokai are evil, they might want to make their yokai students stronger. You might think that the students are running laps or doing push-ups. They aren't. Instead, they're watching as their gym teacher does an impressive front flip. And then she gives a thumbs up to her students. Now this thumbs up proves that Ran isn't an evil ranger, but here's the last piece of evidence I found. So the monster of the week in this episode can turn people into snowmen, and for some reason the Flowery Kunoichi team is there. Now in one scene, the Flowery Kunoichi team is going after one snowman, but the Black Ranger put him in a truck for protection. Two members of the Flowery Kunoichi team, Sakura and Ran, go after the truck and try and get the Black Ranger out. Ran fails and gets kicked off the truck, but Sakura is successful. Now, from before, we know that the Flowery Kunoichi team used to work for a yokai who doesn't tolerate failure. It's obvious that they were trained to be very powerful. So why was it that Sakura succeeded in capturing the truck from the Black Ranger, but Ran wasn't? The answer is simple. Ran allowed the Black Ranger to win against her. But why? There are two possible reasons why. Reason number one, Ran has a crush on the Black Kakuranger. If you read the Ranger Wiki article on Ran, it says that her main rival is the Black Ranger. There is the possibility that they're rivals because Ran wants to get to know NINJABLACK better. Wait a minute. I just realized something. Has anyone watched one of my older videos? If you did, you might know that I own this replica helmet of the Black Ranger in Ninja Sentai KAKURANGER. That explains everything now. Okay, so the second possible reason why Ran allowed the Black Ranger to win. Reason number two. Ran is secretly on the KAKURANGER side and wants them to win. Okay, so that is my theory on how the Purple Ranger of the Flowery Kunoichi team is not evil, even though she's part of an evil Sentai. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I have nothing to do with Kuroninja.